So we've just had a delivery. I wasn't expecting these to have arrived today. I missed my phone call from the chap. So I'll put a link in the description if you're in the UK. There's a website that's looking at redistributing plants around the UK. Hopefully lockdown will be eased in the next few months and we can go to nurseries ourselves. But they saw that there would be a bit of a crisis in terms of plants. Now we are really lucky. We have a lot of local nurseries that are like literally around the corner from where we live. So I did look into ordering directly from them. However, I don't really need anything in particular. And so I found kind of going through the website and trying to work out what I want quite laborious, because actually I'm quite well established in this garden. You've probably seen there's not many spaces. But my friend recommended a website that were giving some of the money that you put into your order to the NHS, which was amazing at this time. That'd be really fantastic. And you just got like a random assortment. You got some compost, which actually in the end, my dad goes to an allotment society and he's managed to get some compost there. So it wasn't so much of a big deal. But then a random selection of plants. We kind of know what all of these are because they have come. So I don't have any of this, but it's quite a common plant. Veronica spicata. So this has these beautiful purple spires, and to be honest, I'm surprised we don't have much more Veronica in the garden because we do like purple plants. It's described as a border plant. It only really grows to about 30 centimetres there. And it doesn't tell me whether... Oh, full sun. So that's good. So I've got some sunny beds that maybe a front bed. It's a good bee one, so maybe that can go in my lavender and hebe bed, and I've got 3 of them. So actually when you're buying plants you should really always buy 3, so it's quite nice actually for this selection here. They give me 3 of every single one, so that's quite cool. So I've got 3 of those. 3s just look more, they look more natural rather than, even numbers tend to look a bit odd. Then we've got this, which is called like a little daisy flower, and it's like Cyclus depressus. It's only 10 centimetres tall, so it's much smaller than the Veronica. And actually it's flowering a little bit. Oh, see whether we can get one of the flowers in shot. Are you gonna... Oh, this one maybe. There we go. Looks like from the picture it does quite well in a rockery, but I have no room in my rockery. I will read up what it says. Border plant, ground cover, could be in a rockery, full sun. So that's quite useful. And they've got 3 of those. I've got this one, which is another, I'm presuming they have pictures of bees on. It's bee favourites. That's got, oh yes, these have quite tall kind of daisy-like flowers. They're really pretty. Yes, this is a hit with the bees and butterflies. So that's pretty cool. It's about 1 metre high, quite tall. And they've got 3 of those, which are nice colour. That's good. And then I've got this one. Papaver. So papaver means basically poppy. So these are kind of like Californian poppies. Often get these growing wild. This is Nudicalia, so it could be a mix of different colours. So by saying mix, it could be a white one, an orange one, or a yellow one. These tend to self-seed quite well. 40 centimetres high, full sun, so it's all sunny ones. And then, last but not least, aster. Oh, so this is one of the asters, alpinus. Aster means daisy, generally. Daisy-like. Border could be rockery. It's 20 centimetres, it's not a hugely tall one. And full sun, so looks good. And there are some with flowers, so I've got 3 each of those, so that's cool. So here's the mystery tray, which looks to me like they've got an assortment of plants. Maybe they just put a random one of each. So at the back, I do recognise this, and this will look great in the fernery, so that's super lucky. The moment I saw him bring this down the drive, I was like, oh, that would definitely be good. This looks like a black spleen wort, or definitely related to that in some way. It looks a bit silvery in its leaves though. So we'll put that in the fernery, so that's perfect. I know exactly where that will go. At the back here, we've got a heather. Now, I don't have any heathers on my rockery. Traditionally, you should really have heathers on rockery, so that's looking quite a nice, healthy one that hopefully, I've tried to do heathers before, but sometimes if you get them, particularly if they're like from a supermarket, they've not actually been made to be frost resistant, and so they'll only really survive for a short period of time. Or maybe your local shop, they have those heathers where they've like spray painted them to be a different colour, because they're quite good at staying evergreen for quite a long time, so people use them as kind of indoor plants. This one looks like it's kind of been outside for a bit. It's got some new growth on it, so that's good. So that should be able to be on the rockery. But I will need to make sure that if you do want to grow heathers, you have to grow them in ericaceous, and that's partly the issue that we've got here, is that we've got very chalky soil. These like acidic. But I do have ericaceous compost, so I should be able to do something with that. I'm going to go through the ones I know. So here we've got a saxifrage, and I've got one like this already, but I'm not sure quite whether it's the same flower. It's very good at rockery cover. So actually I've got some space at the back of my rockery where I might try that out, because it's quite robust and it should fill in a good gap. 2 petunias here. So this one's beautiful. It's got dark purple centres, like that, and then this one's really pretty. It's like a splash. This is starting to, probably needs potting out. Is a very nice. Oh, they've actually got labels. These ones. This is a viola. Sometimes I would say pansy, but viola, very dark one. Rose Castle black. Technically an alpine. Intriguing. Border path edgings, rockeries, gravel. Late spring, spread, has a long season, on moist but well drained. It can do well in partial shade. Okay, I'll have a think about that one. This is looking really good. Got this lovely dark flower. I'm trying to find one that's kind of not ovid. Look at how dark that flower is. It's gorgeous. Very cool. This one, if you did the one with the dark purple centre, if you do want to know which type it is, if you're into that, it's Cabrio Eclipse Lilac. And this one, is on the label. This one to me looks like a trailing one. It probably is. Doesn't say it's trailing, but it looks very trailing. That looks like a trailing one to me. And then this one is Petunia Sweet Una Miss Marvellous, and there are loads of different petunias you can get. I can never really get them to overwinter though. You can, there are some semi-hardy ones that are quite good. 2 mysteries. Now, this thing here looks to me to be a bush. I feel like I should know what this is. Now, I was looking to see if it does have thorns. I think I'll be able to look this one up and tell you what that one is. Or I might use my parents to help me out. And then this one looks to me... Ooh, I'm not sure either. I think I will have to take these to my parents to have a look and see whether they can work out what it might be. So the privet hedge is quite overgrown. We want to get it in line with the fence. So, you have a look, here's the fence. So I need to trim all this back. So I've got, is this my equipment? Bolt cutters for cutting anything too thick, and hedge trimmers, shears, yeah, shears. I'll show you how we get along. So I think that's a little bit better. The issue is at the top, but that will require some assistance from Lawrence. But generally alright. We're just getting rid of these vines as well. I don't really like those, and they have an irritant in them. Be careful when you're picking things, the sap. These plants will get a bit more light, so before you could barely see them. And what we've got here is we've got some large campanulas. They're quite tall, they've got these like spire-like flowers, so they should be in bloom soon. We've got this, which is a hardy fuchsia, which I've trimmed back a bit so I can see more of the plants and they aren't so shaded. This is like the one down Shady Alley over there, so it should flower in a similar way. So, but I want to keep it quite small here because I don't want to get too big. We've got the campanulas, kind of these taller campanulas at the back, and then this is actually kind of a wild campanula. Many of you might have this in the garden, but this area is so dry. You can see how bone dry it is over there. That I wasn't sure these were to grow, but they have. So I introduced some wild campanulas too. Down here we've got trefoil, which is technically like grows wild in meadows and things like that. Really good with the bees. Has a little yellow flower, which will come out later this year. So we've got one there and one there and one there. And then out of these campanulas, these tall ones, I think some of them are blue and some of them are white, because there's another campanula there. I won't know till it flowers. I have a feeling probably these three that are already got flower spikes are probably the same breed and campanula. And this one might be a different one, but we'll find out. And then there's another wild campanula that I put in here. It's doing all right. A Japanese anemone from Moscow's Lawrence's mum. So that was doing quite well there. It's got new leaves coming through, so that's good. Hopefully next year it'll flower. Fingers crossed. So really, I've just neatened this up a bit. So we'll get more sunlight, because before this was shading it. Still need to do the top bit though. For any garden experts out there, whether you can help me out with this one, something is eating my privet. Can you see the little chunks? So I've not seen any evidence of what this might be. Very interesting look. And I've looked on the backs of the leaves. I can't find anything. So if anybody knows what likes to eat privet, let me know.